As we approach round 17 of the AFL, it is sweltering over here in England and it is hot and sticky. So at least getting to wear a Swans vest helps a little bit. First things first, as usual, it is checking how we did in the previous round, round 16. And first of all, I can say I did not get any close. That is a bit annoying. So it was Port versus Carlton up first, and we did get the correct result. I thought it may be a little bit closer. Carlton don't normally lose by a crazy amount, and Port haven't really been destroying teams. But they did last week because Port ran away by 50 points, which is a very big win for them. That drops Carlton down to 11th. 11th. I think that's the top 8 for Carlton, possibly done. I think they are done now, and that sums up Carlton, doesn't it? So much hope and potential frittered away. I don't even know if frittered is a word, but you know what I mean. 1 point for the win. The next game was Swans versus Bulldogs. I did go for Swans. They're my team. If I didn't go for them and they won, that would be quite gutting. Actually, to be fair, I did Swans to win by 12. They lost by 9. There wasn't a lot in it. It was still all to play for in that last quarter. Unfortunately, Swans did not get the result, and good result for Western Bulldogs away over at the SCG. So, unfortunately, I get nothing for that one. Then it was Gold Coast versus D's, and I just thought maybe Gold Coast slipping a little bit. It might be a good opportunity for D's. Unfortunately, not, because Gold Coast came out winners by 19. It wasn't a ridiculous win. Very similar that they could have found a way, D's, but they did not. That keeps Gold Coast in the hunt. They've on 36 in 8th place, but they do have a game in hand. So swings and roundabouts for them. Nothing for me. Next, Hawthorn versus North. I did Hawthorn to win by 24. I thought that's fair. North, they've been playing okay. They've been trying to keep it close. They did not keep it close with this. Hawthorn went crazy and won by 85. An insane result that keeps them in that hunt as well for the top 4. You've now got 6 teams in that top 4, in the top 4 kind of hunt. Really, with Brisbane, Crows, Geelong, Hawthorn and Freo really there, with teams like Bulldogs and Gold Coast coming for them as well. So really, really hot contest. I get 1 point for the win. Next game was Collingwood versus West Coast. Yeah, no one really went. Maybe one person may have went for West Coast. It was not a good thing for them. I did Collingwood to win by 60. They did not win as convincingly as we hoped. A lot of people went for a big score. A lot of people seem to have copied me, or did they? Maybe one less than me. So 1 point for the win. Collingwood are flying. They're now 10 points clear at the top of the table. Very, very good. They are going to be looking like they will be minors very, very soon. Next game was Richmond versus Crows, as predicted. I did Crows by 30. I thought, okay, they're not at home, but God, they dismantled Richmond. Richmond are having a shocking season. And Crows won by 68. Just an absolute drubbing. Really, really good performance from Crows. Once again, that cements them in 3rd place, and they're doing a fantastic job this season. A contrast from last season for sure. 1 point for the win. And then the final game was Freo versus Saints. I did Freo by 25, and they won by 12. I'm surprised playing at home against a Saints team who, are 15th and are not having a good season at all as well. So I would have liked them to have won by more. They did not, but 1 point for the win. So let's get to the leaderboard, the top 10 and the golden hat pushing over 3 points ahead now. Aussie Dylan with the golden hat. Sensational from Aussie Dylan. Up 1 is DJD to 2nd. Magpie Paulie is down 1 to 3rd. Warwick up 3 places to 4th. You've got Jaden Saints still in 5th. Vam H up 3 to 6th. Hazard down 3 to 7th. RPM breaks into the top 10, up 5 to 8th. Abel Van Tancrus is down 3 to 9th. And in 10th place, Red Dragon up 8 places. There is some movement this week for sure. Let's see some of the big movers then. Lions up by 10. Gurud up 17. Ragnarok X is up 12. Rymeister down 12. Up 13 is Doofus. Down 12, Swanee Steve. Down 17, St. Jai. Down 13, Graham B. Down 15, Sister Fifi. Down 14, Belongi. Wow. Any other big ones? Up 12 is AFL Time, up to 46. Down 25. Wow, that's a lot of places lost. Roscoe in 48th. Up 17 is Marty J. Well done. Come on. Up 18 is Rach. Very good. Down 14 to 60th is Sans Pants. Any real big? Down 16 is Naked Meeple to 72nd. Where am I? Where am I? There is the wooden spoon this week. 94th place. Down 12 is E-Bag with the wooden spoon. Ouch. That is painful. Unlucky, buddy. Down 28 is Azimus. That is a big, big movement. There's another week where I've not moved. I stay in 105th place. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Let's see where everyone else has finished. If you can see your name, if you are below me, you should be ashamed of yourself. And there we have it. So on to round 17. I've got my notes. Let's see if we can break the top 100. Probably not, but I need a good week. We start Thursday the 3rd, Marvel Stadium, and it is North versus the Dogs. It's a shame because North, their form isn't actually that bad considering compared to some other teams near them. They just took too long to do that. They're against a Bulldog side who's won the last 3 games, who are doing well, pushing into the top 8 even deeper. It's painful because when you look at it, North were thrashed against Hawthorn last week. And I think that highlights some real poor performances from them. Whereas Dogs, they upset Sydney in the last round, certainly upset me in the last round. And sit 7th on 36 points. North, they're without key players. Jack Darling, for example. Bulldogs, they're missing Adam Treloar still. I think this should only really go one way. North could pull something out of the bag. They have managed to get some good results. But I think in the position that Dogs are in, they need to keep those performances. North, they're not playing for anything now. We're going to go with a Dogs win. We're going to go with a Dogs win by 40. Next one is Friday the 4th, and that is MCG Carlton versus Collingwood. Wow. Collingwood, they are flying. Look at the greens. Look at the green under their name. That is incredible form for them. Carlton, did not get a good result, did they, against Port? They were destroyed as well. Collingwood, I could have done more against West Coast, so that wasn't quite as impressive. But they got the job done. Sometimes to win the league, you just get over the line. It's not always about thrashing teams. So I just think Collingwood have been so dominant. They keep the possession well. They've been deadly accurate in front of goal. Carlton, I said about their game last week, normally Carlton do not, even if they lose, they don't lose by a ridiculous amount very often, but they did. And that could be a bit of a spiral effect. They're coming up against a Collingwood side now who are dangerous. Carlton don't have Silvagni, Adam Sard as well, and Collingwood lose Tom Lynch, who's suspended round 22. But I still think Collingwood have got such a strong team. Their team is working as a unit, and it's so impressive. Collingwood here by 36. Next game, Optus. It is West Coast versus Giants. How can anyone... West Coast have won one game. They're against Giants, who are also 36 points, just outside of the top 8, but are pushing. They've really got to get these sort of results now against bottom of the league sides. I think when you look at it, GWS coming off a bye, potentially a little bit more rested, fresh players. there's no point of even saying what players are out for West Coast, because I don't think it makes any difference. They have not got the strength in depth anyway. Giants are without Lockie Whitfield as well, but there should be one result. They're coming all the way across to Australia, not a problem. They will enjoy playing at Optus. So, yeah, a result here for Giants. I think Giants, they've got key players like Toby Green and things that really gel and keep the team together. So, Giants by 50. Let's do some big scores this week. Next up, Marvel, Saturday the 5th. It is Essendon versus Gold Coast. Gold Coast, I still believe Gold Coast upset Melbourne. I still think Melbourne had a shot at winning last week with Gold Coast on a bit of a losing streak. No, they did turn it around and got that performance, which is signs potentially that they are now going to enter that fight to stay in the top 8. I can't see them making the top 4, but they are in the fight for top 8. So Essendon, they're out of it really, 24. Can't see them really doing anything now with some of the opposition they've got. Essendon are without Nick Bryan and Sam Draper. Season ending, they're not back. Charlie Ballard is out for Gold Coast. It's weird that I'm even thinking, could it go the other way? It's coming down to Marvel that interests me. I'm very tempted to go to Essendon, but I'm very tempted to go with Essendon. Do you know what? I think I might. If Essendon... even then, it's not going to be easy. Do you know what? I'm going to go with a sly one for Essendon. I'm going to go Essendon by 6. Curveball. Let's do that. Littertray, Geelong versus Richmond. Do we just pick Geelong now? Richmond have won 3 of their 15 games. To be fair, the last time Cats did play at Littertray, it was an upset, which was a shock, which says enough, doesn't it? It was a real shock for them to lose at home. There are a few key players out, but Tigers also, Tom Lynch is out, Judson Clark, with ACL. Richmond are just a shadow, aren't they? A shadow of what a team is. They are embarrassing, to be honest. Cats are missing key defender Jake Kolodjashny. Let's go with that. Cats here. Cats by 80. Big. I told you, I'm doing some big scores. Next, Gabba. Brisbane versus Port. Port now, all of a sudden, they're now fighting, aren't they? They're fighting. What a result. Obviously, losing to Swans probably would have hurt them because they were finding some good form after a bad run of form. Brisbane still in second, but that is not that impressive in their last 7 games with 3 losses here. It is at the Gabba. We, see that as a fortress, but that's not a guarantee. It just seems recently it's not a guarantee for Brisbane. I know people in the comments over the last few years been like, don't vote against Brisbane at the Gabba. This is a tough one. Bit of a rest for Brisbane last week with a bye. I just think Brisbane should be favourites here, but Brisbane have been faltering when they have been favourites. That is my worry for them. I'm going to go with a Port win. People may say you're crazy. I'm going to go a Port win by 10. I just think the performance last week for Port, they've all of a sudden started to click, apart from the game against the Swans, obviously. So let's do that. It could backfire, but what the hell? Who cares? Next game, Marvel, Saints versus Hawthorn. Do we just pick Hawthorn now? Saints have been shocking as well. It's just, you got 2 contrasts. You've got, Saints losing 81-69 to Freo. You've got Hawthorn just blowing North out of the water. As I said, Hawthorn seem to do better against the lower league teams. May struggle against the teams such as Collingwood and Geelong and things. Oh, it's how much? It is how much, isn't it? Saints don't have Max King. Hawks are missing Will Day. Bodie Ryan. Let's go with a big one. Hawthorn. Let's do a 50 again. 50. Sunday the 6th, SCG, Sydney versus Freo. It is at the SCG again, but we did not get the result last week at the SCG, although we still competed. Things are still looking better. I just wish we had players back earlier. We didn't have the injuries that we had. I certainly believe we would have been in top 8 if we didn't have the injuries like we've had. So, Freo, good win last week. We were close. We certainly, I think our possession game is better for Swans. I think our goal kicking still is not good enough with players like Amati. I just couldn't hit a barn door. But I think Papley inspires his team. That is huge for us. I'm going to go with the Swans because I'll be mad not to, because it'll be really just disappointing. But Freo could win this. Freo are playing really, really well. They are fighting for that top 4 spot. It is only going to be top 4 spot because Collingwood have got it. But Swans to make an upset. Swans by 12. Come on, Sydney. Last game, Oval. Crows versus D's. D's, I thought they could have done it last week, but they didn't. Crows are flying now with 2 losses in the last 7. Really, really good form sitting in 3rd. Once again, like other teams like Freo, Dogs, Hawthorn, Cats, they're fighting for that top 4 spot, which is so, so close at the moment. The D's are just getting little moments, but not enough. They have not been good enough. They started off poorly, found a little bit of inspiration, and then fell apart again. Crows have been so strong this year. They're at home as well. It is a fortress for them. Crows to win here by 38. That's the number I'm going to. So there we have it. We have potentially some upsets on the card. I want to break top 100, please, which is embarrassing to say, but I will take it at this point. Thank you so much for joining me. It's all just about having fun, being able to make every game more interesting because you're always looking, did I get the right result? Checking Superbru. Did I get close on games that you don't really care about? And that's what this season, the last few seasons, has been all about. But thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, all the socials down here, and I will catch you next time.